B2B e-commerce is some tough stuff. Your LMS has to do a lot of things that you might not think about to be able to support the concept of selling content to businesses with individuals. For example, you still need to be able to price the content like you did in B2C with ad hoc or subscription or bundles or collections. So packaging of the content is very much identical. However, at checkout, learners or buyers have the opportunity to buy more than one seat. So if they bought 10 subscriptions to a library, then you have to be able to change that in the shopping cart, buy the 10, go through the shopping cart, the checkout, swipe your credit card and purchase. But after that, then what happens? Well, then you have 10 licenses. So what do you do with them? Well, you have to get your learners into there. So you need things like organizational codes, perhaps, that you distribute out to your 10 learners that says, click on this code and that'll take you to the right place to create a profile and access the paid content. Or you're going to need to, one by one, add the learners into the system. So that buyer would then have to create their learners and maybe put their email in. So the LMS would send those people a notification saying that somebody purchased content for them and click here to access. So that process of getting learners in some cases, it's the uploading of a spreadsheet of learners or a CSV sheet of learners. So maybe you're going to have 100 or 1,000 learners, and so you upload those all at once and create accounts and either get those codes distributed or emails sent providing that access. So that process of administratively getting the users in there is one of the biggest challenges of B2B e-commerce. And once those learners are in there, then it would follow the standard practice of them logging in and finding their homepage, finding that content ideally that's purchased, right on their dashboard of things that they're supposed to take. There's also the concept of volume discounts. And volume discounts is if you purchase, the more you purchase, the cheaper it is per unit, basically. But generally you see this in tiers. So if you buy 1 to 5 licenses, it's at full price. If you buy 6 to 10, maybe you get 10% off. 11 to 20, you get 25% off. And so you create those different escalating tiers that entices organizations to buy more content because it becomes cheaper. And finally, there's 2 kinds of codes that you'll see all the time that as part of this B2B feature set. It's like organizational codes or registration codes. And now these terms are not necessarily universal across all vendors, but organizational codes are generally one code that you distribute and to anybody in your organization, and they use that code to purchase content or access the LMS. And that code administratively can be set to say, okay, use it 100 times or unlimited uses or 5 uses. And so you could set that administratively, and that code could be used up until that point. Conversely, there's the concept of a registration code, and that's when the system will generate automatically. If you bought 100 licenses, it would generate 100 unique codes to be distributed to individuals uniquely for access into the system. The latter sounds kind of complicated to do, but there are scenarios that it's better to give everybody an individual code than one code that might get out more broadly than intended. So those are just some of the features of basic, and it's not that basic, but basic B2B e-commerce and learning management systems.